So in this video, I want to talk about an HSA, what that even is, what that means, and how you can use an HSA for your advantage. So let's get into it. An HSA stands for a health savings account. Now, typically when you start a job, they may offer an HSA, but only if you sign on to their high deductible health plan or medical plan. They're usually like a package type of deal if you get the high deductible plan. When I was younger, like a year ago, I didn't really know much about HSAs or why I would need that, why that's even like a good thing to have. But now that I've done some more research, I would highly recommend that you consider getting an HSA, and I'm about to go through all the different advantages that come with it. So first, as I said, it stands for a health savings account. So your employer can put money into it or you can put money into it, but the max contribution, so if you are one person, so someone like me, just one person on your health plan, you can contribute $3,600 as of 2021. That's the limit, that's the highest you can contribute. And if you have a family, so you need family coverage, you can contribute up to $7,200. And that's for this year as well, for 2021. So those are the limits. And like I said, it's a savings account, but it's not just a savings account. It's also a retirement account, which means you can invest the money that's in an HSA account, which opens up a whole new world of possibilities of things that you can do with it. So first, let's talk about the different tax advantages that come with the HSA account, because it's kind of like a perfect scenario as far as retirement accounts go. So number one, you get tax-free growth. So meaning if you are investing the money that's in the HSA, any gains that you get for the lifetime of that account, it's tax-free. You never have to pay any taxes on your money that grows within that account. Also tax-free withdrawals. So similar to a Roth IRA. So whenever you retire and you want to take that money out, you won't have to pay any taxes on it. And the other big tax advantage are pre-tax contributions. So that means your pre-tax salary. So before taxes, let's say you have a salary of $50,000 and you want to contribute $3,000 that year to your HSA. That would mean that you have a lower taxable income. So the government won't tax you at $50,000. They're now going to tax you at $47,000. I hope that makes sense. So separate from tax advantages, there's still a lot of other advantages. Number one, you can contribute no matter your income level. There's other types of retirement accounts where if you are a high earner, meaning you just make too much money, they won't, not too much, but you make a lot of money. Other retirement accounts have income limits, and if you make too much, they won't let you contribute to it. But an HSA isn't like that. So if you were to become a millionaire at some point in your life, you could still contribute to your HSA. Another huge advantage is that you can withdraw money from your HSA account at any point in time, as long as it's for qualifying purchases. So it's a health savings account, so you want to use this for medical purposes. So if you need to pay for an ambulance, if you go to the doctor and you're sick and you have to get medicine, you can pay for that with an HSA. Women are feminine products, you can pay for that with your HSA account. Therapy, you can pay for that with an HSA. These new telehealth services, you can pay for that with an HSA. So literally any medical expense, you can use your HSA account. And also, I didn't mention this earlier, but when you have an HSA account, they give you it basically just looks like a debit card. So it's literally connected to a savings account that you can go and then use the money at a store or anything like that. So it's actually really easy to use. Another big thing is that if you don't use the money in your HSA account, let's say you never got sick that year and you never had to use that money, it will then roll over to the next year. There's other things, for instance, an FSA, which I think is a flex savings account. You can use that for medical expenses, I think, but that money doesn't roll over. So if you didn't use it, then that money is gone for the next year. But with an HSA, you could have no expenses really that year and your money would still roll over. Like, it doesn't go away, it doesn't disappear by the end of the year. Also, when you turn 65, you can withdraw that money and use it for anything. So it doesn't even have to be for medical expenses when you turn 65. It just becomes like a regular retirement account and you can use that money for anything. So if you've had an HSA your entire career and you've always been putting money into it, and hopefully you haven't really gotten sick or you haven't had any major medical expenses, that money's just been growing for decades. And then when you turn 65, you can take that money out and use it for whatever you want. And again, remember, it's tax-free withdrawals. So again, you don't even have to pay any taxes on that money. And I think I said earlier, like typically your employer will offer an HSA, which is true, but that's not the only way to get an HSA. So if your employer doesn't offer that, you can open it up yourself as well. So you don't have to have like a job or an employer giving that to you. That's something that you can set up for yourself. But if your employer does offer an HSA, typically your employer can also contribute to it. So you can put money in and your employer can put money in. So it's like free money basically. So it's really, if your employer does offer it, again, that's why I highly suggest, I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I highly suggest that you consider getting it, because again, it's free money that you can keep your entire life and should grow over time, especially if you're investing it, which is another advantage, the fact that you can invest your HSA, not other like I don't think you can invest with the FSA, but with an HSA, I know it's confusing, but with an HSA, you can invest. So you can invest in things like mutual funds, bonds, stocks, ETFs. I don't even know what all those things are yet, but typically like your HSA would give you a different range of investment options. And a few weeks ago, I made a video about how to invest with your Roth IRA, and if you go back and watch that video, it's literally like the same things, like you would do the same steps with an HSA as well. But you want to be careful. You may not want to use like all of your money that's in your HSA for investing. So, and I say this because like think of this scenario, like the money can just be sitting there like a savings account so that you can use it for medical expenses, or you can invest that money. I think it's best to have like a combination. Like don't invest all of the money in there, because what happens if you invest all the money and then like the stock market goes down and then you lose money and then you get sick and then you don't have the money to like cover medical expenses. So I would say keep like a buffer of money in there that you can actually use for things like doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, whatever. And then whatever that like limit is for you, once you hit that limit, then invest the other money. That's something that I'm gonna do. So I haven't started investing yet because I haven't hit my limit. I think I'm going to wait until I have enough money that covers like my deductible in the HSA account. And then after that, I'll start investing. I'm still young and it's just me, so I don't really have a lot of medical expenses. So I may not have to do it that way, but I want to play it safe. So that's how I'm going to handle it. So I hope this video was helpful. Like I said before, an HSA has a lot of advantages to it, and I didn't know like even half of these things like a year ago. So I wanted to create this video to help someone, especially, if you are getting a new job, they give you a lot of options. Your first day, a lot of paperwork that you have to do. And, you may skip over this not realizing what it is, but again, I would consider getting one if I was you. I hope this video was helpful. Give it a thumbs up if it was. Leave some comments down below. Share it so that other people can see it. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you next time.